My mother stalks all my social media accounts. Sorry for any typos, I'm very tired and upset right now. I, 27 female, recently found out I was pregnant, around 6.5 months along. It came as a bit of a surprise, as although my partner and I have been trying for almost 2 years, I hadn't had any nausea, weight gain, etc., and my periods hadn't stopped, although they've always been erratic due to health issues. I am very, very low contact with my parents. My mother and stepfather are extremely narcissistic people who micromanaged my entire childhood up until I turned 18, and my stepfather kicked me out because you aren't my problem anymore. I speak to my mother maybe once a year when she has her annual breakdown and starts going to therapy and pretends to get better so that she can visit me and my sister and her grandkids. My sister's kids. My sister is currently no contact with our parents because they called her a bad parent for not being stricter with her kids. Read between the lines here. It never lasts long and our stepfather doesn't even bother to pretend. The last time I spoke to them was January of 2020 and I told them I was trying to get pregnant. They told me I'd be a bad parent because I'm too soft and that I'd raise spoiled, selfish brats. I haven't spoken to them since. Over Easter, my sister's family, mine and my partner's family all got together and we had a big family photo that I shared to my Facebook page, along with me holding an Easter-themed onesie over my stomach and a little post about how I'd have a daughter of my own for next Easter. Today, my mother called me and ripped into me for not telling her and basically accused me of lying by omission to her. I hung up on her and she then called my partner and called him a monster for not telling her and asked him how he felt being married to a liar. He told her to buzz off and hung up. She then screenshotted my post and put up a Facebook rant about how I and my sister are such evil people for not allowing her to be a grandmother, etc. I'm really upset now. My sister and partner say that I'm not the idiot here, but I'm conflicted. I might be the idiot because she's really upset and she is my mother. I should have sent her at least a heads-up text before I posted on Facebook. Not the idiots. Your parents sound like horrible people. If I was you, I would cut them out completely after this. You aren't thinking of just you and your partner anymore. You have a daughter to think about and she doesn't need those kinds of people in her life. Last message before going no contact like her sister. Mom, if I'm a bad parent, that's far better than being an awful parent like you and stepdad. Then boom, blocked. OP, set all your social media to private and block your mother. Your sister has the right idea. Your mom keeps pretending to change to have access to her grandkids, but never actually does, and likely never will. Toxic parents, kicked you out when you turned 18 just because, told you would be a bad parent because you're spoiled, etc. That's a self-roast on her part. Yep, there's no reason to not cut them out. The blood is thicker than water nonsense is overrated. Well, time to go from low contact to no contact. You have gotten along just fine without her. You will do better without the stress, especially now that you're pregnant. Congratulations, by the way. You have family. You took a photo with them at Easter. Enjoy them. Good for your husband and sister for sticking up for you. Your mother has already had a chance to be a grandmother with your sister's kids. Look how that has worked out. See if you can't block your mom's access to your social media. You can lie by omission, OMG, for the rest of her life. You are not wrong. Not the idiot. Didn't she just show you why it was best that you didn't tell her in a more personal way? I mean, she must be aware that stress is bad for a pregnant person, and here she is causing you stress. She's lucky you haven't blocked her from your Facebook and didn't specify who could see your announcement, because technically you could have prevented her from seeing it there too, and she'd have had to rely on the grapevine to inform her then. Plus, her reaction when you told her you'd be trying was totally outrageous and not in a good way. Sometimes having bad parents growing up makes you into a better parent. Perhaps she feels threatened that you'll be a way more amazing parent than she ever was. Congrats on the news. I hope everything goes well and you give birth to a beautiful and healthy little girl. I'm 26, 2 kids, and 4 out of 5 sisters have kids, with the exception of Serena, who is the travel the world with a knapsack kind of gal. I love my family, but every single family outing, get together, every dinner, lunch, everything has to be family friendly and kid centric. I can never get my sisters, other than Serena, when she's even in town, to go to a movie, have lunch, sit and chat without it being all about the kids. Even if the kids are having kid playtime with each other and the adults are sitting around drinking coffee, the conversations are about the kids. kids are called over to talk to us, etc., etc. Pre-global issue, I asked my sister Julie to come with me to get our nails done and just have us time. She changed her mind last minute and said she was bringing her daughter as a bonding activity. We do nothing but bonding activities. And the same thing has happened time and again. Shopping, the kids need to come. Taking a hike, all on board. I expressed my frustration and she acted like I was being super out of line, shocked, and went on about how she can't imagine doing things without her mini-me and that it was weird. It became a whole, "Are you okay? Are you sure? Are you depressed?" thing. The requisite Zoom family things were all about the kids with no adult time. So when we were talking about getting together for Easter, I thought, hey, maybe they'll want to catch up. I asked during a planning call, do you think we can maybe just have some time for the adults when the kids are playing so we can all catch up? My mom and sisters acted like it was the most ridiculous ask. Mom did the, "Are you okay?" and "I can't imagine wanting to spend time with my family and exclude your girls from any part of it. That's not normal." I said that I really can't sit through another kid-centric get-together and that if we aren't going to at least do something and sit and have cake and coffee together and catch up, just the family, then count me out. Well, they went through with it and I ended up sending the girls over and staying home and having a great time, just me and Serena. She says that she understands how I feel and she stands with me because they exclude her as well since she doesn't have kids and has been clear that she never will. Of course, she and I are being talked down to and told we're idiots to treat family like that we should have all been together as a family, and that it's time to grow up and accept that it'll never just be the sisters again. I cried about this a lot. Am I really wrong here? Is this normal and I just need to accept never seeing my other sisters one-on-one without their kids being the focus of everything? I love my kids. I love my husband. I love the fact that when we get together as a family, we have adult conversations that do not revolve around the kids or involve the kids. You know why? Because me and my siblings are full-grown adults who have identities outside of our children. You are not the idiot, OP. If you were my sister, I'd totally be down for some one-on-one sister time. I love when I get to do that with my sister. Your family acts like outside being parents, you are nothing. You're a mom and that's all you are. I'm so sorry your family does this. What are your sisters going to do when their kids grow up and leave home? Who are they going to be outside being moms? You are the idiot. If you're hungry for some child-free interaction, seek it from people who are interested in the same. Don't insist that your family members exclude their children, who they obviously want to spend their free time with, and call that family. Different people in our lives play different roles. Expecting your sisters to fulfill all your social needs is weird. Accept what's on offer or don't. I don't see how the kids can't be there for the coffee catch-up. What do you want to talk about? No idiots here. Your sisters and mom are not wrong for viewing family time children differently than you. They aren't wrong for being kid-centered. You aren't depressed for wanting to not be completely kid-centered. You are going to become the idiot if you keep trying to force them to change. Get friends to do things without kids. Accept your 4 out of 5 sisters are different than you, and there's nothing wrong with that. Not the idiot. It's weird to never have adult conversations. The kids will be fine on their own for a few hours as long as they're in the house or property. Also wanted to mention, if everything is kid-centric, you guys are actively excluding Serena, which I think is the biggest problem. My sister, 27, has been with her fiancé, Dale, for 3 years. My family and myself, 28 male, absolutely cannot stand him. From day one, he was just this rude, obnoxious slob, and we don't have a clue what she sees in this guy. He's 30 and can't hold down a job. Either he quits because he doesn't like it or gets fired after many absences. We're embarrassed to even go out to a restaurant with him because he will throw a fit over something in his food to try and get a free meal. I try to avoid interactions with him when I can because I can't stand him. With the global issue, my sister got laid off and they moved in with a friend a few months ago to save up on money, especially because they found out my sis is pregnant 3 months ago. Now my sister tells me Dale and his friend got into some dispute, so they can't live there anymore. She's asking if it's okay if they stay with me a while, but I don't think that's going to happen. Aside from Dale being a loser in general, I've heard he's an even bigger pain to live with. Before the global issue, there was a whole drama with the landlord at his old place. Dale stopped paying rent and then was refusing to leave even after being given an eviction notice. No idea how it went down, but he managed to stay there longer until the landlord could go through the whole court process to get him out. My sister told me about it because she was having fights with Dale trying to get him to just leave already. The last thing I want is to invite that possible headache into my home, knowing what a freeloader he is. Might even be harder right now if I decided I didn't want him in my house anymore, with some places still putting evictions on hold. I told my sister my concerns. She swears Dale wouldn't do that, but she couldn't even convince him to move out of the last place he was staying at. Now I get she's pregnant, and I told her I'd be more than happy to give her a place to stay, just not Dale. She's pretty mad I'm not willing to help him out, as well as for not trusting them. They're supposed to be moving out by next week with still no place to go. I told my sister my offer still stands for her, but I can't accept Dale with his history. She says I'm an awful brother and can't believe how badly I'm acting in their time of need. Am I being an idiot for going down this route? Not the idiot. Dale sounds like a piece of work. I think you have the right idea, not letting him into your home. Good on you for offering a place for your sister, but I highly doubt that she'll take it. The offer, while good, is still not going to work. Fast forward and she moves in. Can he visit? Can he actually come inside? Can he take a nap? Can he stay and visit his little adorable newborn? See where I'm going? I'd suggest a hard, unbending rule that if she stays with you, he cannot enter your place. Ever. If he does, then she has a week to move out. No exceptions. Because you know it will start with he just needed to pee, and then he will chip away at your rules and boundaries. Not the idiot. Do not let this guy live in your home. Your sister obviously has no influence over him or his decisions, so her claims of he wouldn't do that are moot. You are not required to help either of them, and your concerns are extremely valid. It's not your fault she's tied herself to a loser that will do whatever he can to scam and freeload off of people. She has options. She has a place to stay with you. It's her choice not to take it. Therefore, she can live with the consequences of that decision. Not the idiot. Dale is her problem, not yours. It's kind of you to make her your problem even, and offer her a place to stay. And be very careful. It seems like you might be onto this already, but often even by letting someone stay for a couple of nights, they now suddenly become tenants, and you have to go through eviction to get rid of them, even if they never paid. So tell her he is not welcome in the house at all before you suddenly have a surprise resident you have to go to court to flush. So me, 28 female, and my husband, 30, live in Central Europe. We have this really old tradition in our country during Easter, on Easter Monday, where men go from door to door and pour a bucket of water on women, and spray them with perfume and spank them with braided twigs made from willow or birch. In this tradition, it should represent that they want women to be healthy and fertile and so on. For me, I hate the tradition. It used to be brutal as a kid because I grew up in a village. There you had every boy from 5 to 20 years old ringing your doorbell and then pouring ice-cold water on a fully dressed me, very often in pretty low temperatures outside, while other guys held my arm so I wouldn't run. I just hate the cold water, the scaring feeling drenched in my own clothes, cold helplessness. Now it's more of a symbolic way, where I would get sprayed by only the closest men in my and my husband's family, symbolically with a water bottle. My husband loves this though. It's so fun for him to the point he gets giddy when Easter Monday is coming up. He tries to think of the most elaborate way how to jump scare me at our home and drench me with cold water. And every year, without fail, we have a huge fight about it, as I spend my entire day walking on eggshells and fearing every corner. Guys, I tried talking to him nicely at first. I sat him down and explained everything to him, why I hate the tradition to the point I dread it a full week before. His answer is always, I don't care. My wife cannot be not drenched. I don't care how you feel about it, I'm going to do it anyways, so just get used to it. And along those lines. We visited our in-laws today and the talk moved to the Easter Monday tradition. My husband said that he decided to do it in the evening when we get back, so he doesn't have his entire day ruined by me being angry at him. Everybody, including my mother-in-law and my sister-in-law, turned to me and said that just to suck it up. It's a tradition. We cannot let our ancient traditions die out like this. It's only one day in a year, and it's not like I have trauma about it. Basically, everybody made me the idiot that just ruins my husband's fun day because I can't just let it go and let it happen for those short minutes. Now we're at home and my husband is angry at me for being angry at him, for saying what he said earlier about doing it in the evening as, am I angry even before he's done anything? And that now he can just do it anyways as now he has nothing to lose. I think it's stupid. It makes me anxious and I hate it. But the truth is, it is only one time in an entire year and it is a long-standing tradition many of the women in our country love, as well as my husband. So, am I the idiot? Let me be clear. One day a year in your area, women are hurt, humiliated, frightened and embarrassed by the men who are supposed to love and partner them. Have I got that right? Let's see. Not the idiot, jeez. Create a new tradition where you wake your husband up with a giant bucket of iced water at 4 a.m. every Easter as well. Not the idiot. Some traditions can absolutely die without the world being worse for it. Besides, the tradition seems to be rooted in wanting a woman to have a fulfilling life, by certain definitions, and to completely disregard your wishes and wants in order to ply you with unwanted blessings is kind of baffling. I realise we're just getting a teeny snapshot of the entire complex person that is your husband, but this excitement over subjecting women to what would count as violence and humiliation in literally any other context is bizarre. It should have ended the first time you expressed that you hate it, and I am furious on your behalf that a reasonable explanation as to why this isn't welcome behaviour on his part was answered with, "I don't care, get over it." What the actual drenched crap is that? Not the idiot. My grandma had a tradition when her husband sucked, came home drunk and harassed her, she sewed him into his bedclothes and beat him with a broom. You are more than welcome to adopt my family's tradition. Even the threat of it kept my father and now my husband from being drunk idiots. Update on Am I the idiot for being angry at my husband over his favourite tradition? I read all of the comments and advices, and I'm so grateful for each and every one. I never thought it would gain so much traction on the story, or that people will be that horrified about the tradition. The main point of this entire post was that I was made to feel like the weird one, like the party pooper, the killjoy, the idiot my entire life by not liking it. I locked myself in my bedroom, hid, while my mom had to, embarrassed, explain to the guys that this will not be happening today, as I'm just being stubborn, and then bearing the brunt of the drenching. Believe me, if you were here, Slovakia to those who are wondering, you definitely see everybody calling me the idiot for fighting it. It's so deeply rooted in our traditions and culture. It's like saying you hate the 4th of July or Thanksgiving with a passion. It's unheard of here, basically. To the update part, I did get water on me yesterday. I was getting undressed for shower before bed while standing near a bathtub, and I could see him pooling warm water into his hand, and then he splashed me with it a bit, and then he hugged me. He told me he wishes me great health, and then he asked me if that was okay for me as long as upholding traditions go. I told him in the morning it would be okay if he did it when I was naked and with warm water, and when I expect it, in our bathroom. That would make all of my anxiousness go away. Then we went to sleep and I explained everything once again, using the points from the comments that I don't mind the tradition if it's done when people want and expect it, but I hate that he makes me feel like my feelings don't matter because he wants to have fun, that it is disgusting, and what kind of message does it send for our relationship? How do I know he will not do it again? But in another aspect of our marriage, just downplay and outright ignore my feelings about other stuff. He asked me why I hadn't said anything when my father-in-law sprayed a whole syringe of water right into my face when we came for a visit yesterday. I said to him that I was so shocked and so much playing the role of a nice girl I was told to be since I was little that I couldn't react. And I told him it will not happen again, as I will not be nice the next time since I had enough. So yeah, all in all, he apologised. We compromised, so he still gets to keep his tradition, which he said was supposed to be all about blessing me with good health, not scarring me. And I get to keep my home a safe zone where I'm not ignored by my own husband and where I'm not hurt emotionally. I'm still an idiot to the rest of the people in my life, but this is a small victory after all. And it is also thanks to you all.